I was sitting on the couch, folding laundry, warm socks, my niece's tiny pajama pants with little stars stitched on the legs. The house carried the scent of orange tea and worn pages. My sister always had a candle flickering in the hallway, the kind that made the space feel smaller, more protected. In the next room, her daughter hummed to herself, off-key, mumbling bits of lyrics. It was one of those sluggish days where time seems to drift unnoticed until it's already slipped away. The floor creaked like usual, but this time I didn't hear her approaching, just a stillness behind me. My sister was standing there, pale, lips pressed into a hard line. She didn't greet me, didn't mention dinner or laundry, or ask if I'd remembered to feed the cat. She said, "Get in the car." I let out a short laugh, assuming it was a joke. She didn't even flinch. "Don't take anything." I looked at her face, then at my phone resting on the arm of the couch. I began to ask why, but she cut me off. "Just trust me." And I did. I didn't question her again. The keys were already in her hand. Her daughter was outside, waiting. She'd known before I did. I didn't even grab shoes. We drove without speaking. Dusk was settling, but the streetlights hadn't flickered on yet. The sky hung above us, flat, washed-out blue. No birds, no breeze. That kind of evening that makes your skin crawl, like your body senses something your mind hasn't caught up to yet. We were a few blocks away when she finally spoke. "Look at the window." I turned slowly, glancing back toward the house. Past leaning fences, rusted mailboxes, the dog that never stopped barking, and then I saw it. A slight movement in the upstairs curtain. Barely anything, just a breath of motion. It was the window to my room. But all of us were in the car. I stayed silent, gripping the seatbelt until my hands ached. She pressed the gas harder. We didn't call the cops. Didn't turn around. Didn't go knocking on any neighbor's door. She drove us straight to a cheap motel at the edge of town, the kind with buzzing fluorescent lights and vending machines that only take quarters. She locked the door 3 times, yanked the curtains shut, and sat down on the bed, burying her face in her hands like someone had died. Her daughter climbed into my lap without a word. She was trembling. I hadn't noticed it before. I hadn't noticed a lot. I finally asked, "What did you see?" But she didn't answer. She whispered instead, "This isn't the first time." That night, I couldn't sleep. My mind kept circling back to the curtain, the way it shifted, soft and slow, like someone breathing behind fabric. It was my window, my room, the one I'd been staying in since I moved back, after the job fell through, after the breakup, after I left behind that empty apartment. My sister had taken me in, no questions asked. Now, she couldn't even look at me. Around 3 in the morning, I got up, went into the bathroom, and turned on the sink. Not the light, just the water. I needed to hear something human. That's when I noticed her phone lying on the counter. The screen was cracked, but it lit up when I touched it. There were notifications, unread messages, a name I didn't recognize. Then I saw the video. I hit play. The footage was grainy, black and white, like a hidden camera had been wedged behind a vent. It showed me asleep, turning over, mouth slightly open, blanket slipping away. The angle was strange, too high, as if filmed from the ceiling. And then I saw it, a shape, in the corner, behind the door, still, watching, not moving forward, not touching anything, just standing there, watching me sleep. For hours. I dropped the phone. My stomach sank, turned ice cold, like it emptied out completely. I went back to the room. My sister was awake now, sitting upright. She met my eyes. She knew I'd seen it. "That was from last week," she whispered. I sat down on the floor. Couldn't speak. Couldn't move. "I didn't want to scare you," she said. I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because that sentence felt useless. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't even catch my breath. We stayed at that motel for 2 more nights. She wouldn't let her daughter out of her sight, not even to use the bathroom. On the 3rd day, I went back to the house by myself. She begged me not to, but I had to. I needed to see it with my own eyes. Needed to know if it was real, if something had changed, if anything was missing. The front door was unlocked. Nothing looked different. The candles still flickered. The laundry was still neatly folded on the couch. My phone charger lay coiled on the floor. I walked up the stairs, slowly. The air felt thick, like it held on to too much memory. I opened my bedroom door. Everything looked untouched. Nothing out of place. But the air was colder, and the curtain was open now. I walked over and looked out. Nothing. But when I turned back, I saw it, faintly scratched into the wall above the bed, like with a key or nail. IWATCHEDYO. Not I'm watching. Not I will. Past tense. I stepped out of the room, closed the door quietly, didn't let the knob click. I moved out later that week, found a new apartment. Top floor, wide windows, no curtains, nothing to hide behind. Still, sometimes I wake up with the feeling of being watched. Sometimes I hear breathing that isn't mine. I tell myself it's just trauma, just my mind playing tricks. But last Thursday I found something. A small slip of paper in my mailbox. No envelope. Folded once. Inside, a grainy black and white photo. Me, asleep again. Same angle. From above. I live alone now. And I never, ever close my curtains.